Alright guys, so today we are going to be doing the carburetor on Work Pro 2400 PSI pressure washer. It's a little 5-horse Honda motor on it. I forget what it is, GX 170 or something. I forget what it is. I forget. But I don't think it's 170 either. Anyways, 5-horse Honda. So first thing we're going to do, take the air filter assembly off. We've got two 10 millimeters right here we're gonna get. That's all off. There's a hose on the back side here. This will pull off pretty easy. It's kind of locked in place. It goes right there. Little California emissions deal. Crankcase ventilation hose. All right. We'll pop this choke arm out of this rubber bit out like this, and then bring it around. You can slide it right on out. Just it's on the outside hole, so you see how it goes. That's off to the side. You gotta be careful. The block comes off the back. There should be a gasket behind this. There's one here. There's one in between, and there should be one there. Square one, but there is no gasket there, so that is going to be an issue. Somebody might have been in this before. See this little S turn on the throttle? Comes right on out like that. You got your fuel line right here. You can take this out of the carb so you don't lose it. Get your fuel line right here. You grab it with a pair of pliers. Probably shouldn't use wire cutters, but whatever, I had them right there. Grab them. Give them a little twist back and forth, and then it should be able to come off a little better. Oh, maybe not. Oh, there's a clamp on it. Look at that. One of these little wire clamps. These things are a pain in the butt. That on off. Now we'll try to get that off here. There we go. Once you get it twist back and forth, you'll feel it crack and pop open. This one will not leak gas everywhere because it's a fuel pump. But just so you know, when you're putting it back on, this back here, look up here, this is your vacuum line for your fuel pump. It goes right on there. A lot of times when you get this on, you'll mess up and you'll be off, and you'll be like, why doesn't it start? But it goes on there when it does come on. All right, let me set up. So somebody had been in this. There's no gasket. We just looked everywhere. On this, there's a little bit of gasket left over, and that's why this didn't run right. So we got a new gasket. We'll be cleaning this off and installing that later. All right, so brake cleaner or carb cleaner is fine. You can get any auto parts store. We're gonna rinse the outside off first so we don't get any extra dirt in. Be careful, this stuff splashes back in your eyes. It will hurt badly. Just blink your eyes a bunch of times if it happens, and once it's done evaporating, it'll stop hurting. You'll be fine. All right, 10 millimeter. We're gonna take that bowl off. That was loose. Somebody's been in here for sure. All right, bowl's halfway clean. We will be cleaning it. This pin just slides over and pulls out. Sometimes it's hard. You got to grab it with a pair of pliers and wiggle it back and forth as you pull it out to get it out. Sometimes this needle will be stuck inside, so you just have to be very, persistent and gentle with like a flathead. Oh, I just knocked that right on off. Let's not lose that. With a flathead screwdriver in between this and that, and just very slow pressure, just keep it constant, and it'll eventually pop out. Usually you can rinse brake cleaner through here to try to help break it free, and down in here to try to break the crusties away. In here is the main jet. We are going to try to take that out. Pause. All right, so I take a number 2 screwdriver and I grind the sides off of it right here so that it fits down in to this. You'll feel it set in place. Firm grip, hard jerk, boom, now it's unscrewing. If you don't grind those sides off, it just won't fit in there far enough. I call this my jet screwdriver. And then tappy tappy, after you're getting it loosened all the way. Hopefully make it fall out. Not trying to fall out. Let me try loosening it more. Come on, tappy tappy. Doesn't want to fall out. That's fun. Alright. There is an orifice inside. Maybe we can force this to fall out. If you look in there, we got flashlight mode on this thing here. Boom. If you look inside, you see that tube right in the very center right there. That can get pushed down. So you get the screwdriver in, get it on top of it, push it down, and that didn't push it out either, but sometimes it does. Oh, pause it. So it actually ended up taking two of us in there. We had to put a spring inside and put pressure on it, and then use a screwdriver to freaking get it to start turning out. For some reason it was just stuck. Oh, we don't want to do it. For some reason it was just stuck in there. Now I can pretty much grab it with anything and get it out now. But it's just stuck in there for some reason. Pain in the butt. Now you don't. If it can't get it out, you don't have to get it out. We just want to for this video. Or if this tube doesn't have to come out either. We use an acid to clean all of these jets. I just wanted to be able to show you that it comes out and everything. We use 14 karat gold testing solution. I'll put this in the description below. This will make your jet like new. I've used other acids. This is the only one that works without, you know, screwing up your machine. A couple drops there, a couple drops inside the orifice tube area. Let it all kind of boil out a little bit. And then this side has a little hole here. That's your idle circuit. And over here on this side as well. So you get a couple drops in each idle circuit. And let that simmer and boil. You don't have to use the acid. It just makes it a lot easier and a lot cleaner. You slowly rinse this off. The acid will not melt your hands like RoboCop. Alright. Make sure it blasts through nice and easy. Rinse slowly. Wear safety glasses. This stuff gets in your eyes. Don't panic. Just get to a water supply, bathroom, and rinse your eyes out with water. You'll be fine. Get it on your hands, rinse it off with card cleaner, or wear vinyl gloves would be helpful. If you're going to wear any kind of work gloves, you got to do vinyl. The card brake cleaner will actually eat through anything else. Alright, and then we want to make sure all this stuff's in there. Notice I left this cardboard seal. I left that in there. I did not take it out. I never mess with it. If it stays on the bowl, I leave it on the bowl. I'll plug up this hole with my finger and spray in here, and then you can use like a flathead or whatever to get any of the crunchies out. This one doesn't have any, so we're all right with that. Get that all cleaned out, and then float, make sure it's good and rinsed off. No crunchies on it. You just want to make sure there's no flakes. If you got any crunchies, scrape with a flathead screwdriver, get it all broken apart, rinse it off, get it out of there. Make sure everything's clean. Needle valve, rinse it off good. You can take this on your pants or shirt and do a circular motion, and that'll clean that rubber tip off. If the tip is damaged in any way, shape, or form, you'll need a new needle valve. But honestly, it's cheaper to get a whole brand new carburetor at that point. And I'll even put one of those in the description below. Alright, so all that's in place, all that's done. We're going to take this jet and drop it right back in here. With our jet screwdriver, make sure you wipe it off real good before you stick it in there, because if there's any dirt on the screwdriver, it's just going to shove the dirt right into your jet. And just screw this all the way in. It's good and tight. Nice snug tight, you don't have to go like crazy on it. We're going to strip it out. That's good. We're going to take the needle valve We're going to set it right inside the float like so. We're going to hold this sideways, get the float needle valve right in like that. Then we're going to take the pin, we're going to slide it back through, line everything up. It doesn't push through, and you have to tap it through a little bit. Like so. Even on both sides. There's a bowl actually hold it in place. Yeah, something like that. Before we do the bowl bolt, this is kind of indented here. You want to make sure that's nice and clean. Again, scrape with a screwdriver if there's crusties on it. Rinse it off. Bowl in place. The fuel line, when it's on the machine, is going towards the machine. The drain will go away from the fuel line, like so. Just snug tight. You don't have to over tighten it, you'll break the carburetor. Yeah, and that's pretty much that. We'll get set up. We're gonna make sure that we clean off the old gasket if it's broken or anything like that. You got to get it off. If it's broken and half is here and the other half stays on the motor, you can just leave it alone, put it right back on. It won't make a big deal. But we want to have this completely dried off. We're going to make sure that this is going to fit. This is going to fit like this. So we're going to do, just to make our lives easier, less things to hold in place while we're doing this, is this thing wants strip big. We're going to put a little bit of super glue, a few different spots, just to hold the gasket in place. Something like that. Alright, get this back on here, lined up, holes. And we'll just let it sit there and harden in place for a little bit. We'll come back once it's hardened. Alright, so basically what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to hold this in place, as well as the carburetor in place, and then get the air filter assembly with the bolt. We'll get the air filter assembly, hold it in place, and get the bolts in there. It's going to be a pain in the butt. Here, pause it.
Go.
So first we're going to go ahead and get the carburetor in place. We're going to get the arm, so S-turn like so. Just kind of let it hang there. We're going to get the choke arm in place. It's another little S-turn from this side, right? Oh, hold on. Come on now. We go from the bottom up like that. Bring it around. Get this rubber bit stabbed into this guy here. Gotta hold it like so. Then we're gonna get air filter. Oh wait a minute, fuel line. Oh, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Is there any gas in this? We want to make sure we drain all the fuel off. Yeah, there's gas in this. So come around to this side. There's fuel line here. We're gonna get that clamp off of the fuel pump. Just get it turned around where we can grab it. And the pliers. I gotta be able to get in here a little bit. There we go. Get the clamp down. Come on now. If you got to, just mangle that clamp because it's a pain in the butt. Forget that clamp. We're going to grab this fuel line, twist it back and forth, it breaks it free. Now we can kind of push it down and pull it. See, it already wants to leak. We've got a bottle right here. We're going to drain all the bad gas, water, everything that could be in there right on out of the tank. So we'll come back when that's done draining. Pause it. Alright, so the gas is real murky, cloudy. That's water. If you let this sit long enough, water will start sinking out of the gas into the bottom. So we've gotten it all blown out. We used air to blow it out. Whatever way you have to. If you go to the bottom of this fuel line here, there's a filter right inside the tank. Oh, I'm not gonna pull it out, but there's a filter right inside the tank. You can pull it out, clean it out. You can put fresh gas in here and rinse it all out. So we're gonna stab this back onto the fuel pump where we pulled it off over here. We're gonna line this guy up. This has got to go on like this. Goes on here. You gotta get it kind of in place first. Here, you're gonna probably want to come over on this side.
Yep.
You want to get this in place, a little hose on it first. Our bolts through. We got the choking throttle on, right? Yeah. So we're gonna just run these, kind of line it up to the carb and the plate. Oh wait a minute, we got that fuel line. It's not hooked up here yet. Get this hooked up. Push the fuel line on. There we go. Then we're gonna want to line this up. Oh, it's coming out. There we go. This set in here. It's going to be a pain in the ass. This through there, through the carburetor. Kind of sticking out the back. Same with the other side. Get it through the metal plate. And let me get over in here a little bit. The carburetor sticking out the back, and this guy is going to go like this onto the back of the carburetor. You see that gasket we glued on earlier? It holds nice and steady, so we don't have to worry about it falling off. Just bolt through that. Kind of started, if I can. Started in here. Alright, that one started. Get this one through. Let's see where I am. Here, let me get on this side of you. Get it lined up. Figure out, there it is. Alright, we got them all started. Now you can slowly bring it down tight. Alright, so that's all in place now. You see the drain goes down past this, like that. This is the vacuum line for the fuel pump. We're going to put some fresh gas in it.
Cool.
Some fresh gas in it. Just a little bit. You can take a bit of fuel line if you want and run it to the vacuum, because we got to prime this up. Pulling it will prime it up as well. You can always turn it on and pull it over a bunch of times, but the easiest way that I found is to take a little bit of the brake cleaner and we're going to get it in. We're going to have the choke off, spray it in here. We're going to fire this up, and the running will make it vacuum up quicker, but we'll have to do it a couple times probably. Something's issue caused. Don't run it too long, you'll burn up the pump. You just want to run it long enough to make sure that it's running. It just takes a little bit to get the fuel full in the carburetor. Once it's full, then it runs fine. Then the air filter and air filter cover, you put them on wherever they went, and that's it. I'll put a new carburetor in the description. I will put the acid that I use in the description. I will put air filter, whatever I can find. If you're looking for a part, just let me know. I'll put it in. I'll message you. You know, a link to it. This helped you out in any way, shape, or form. Give me a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notifications bell. It all helps. Peace.